Hey everybody, Kelly Wheeler here with eXp Realty, and I'm on this Zoom recording with Brian Clark at Be Known Advertising, and we are going to bring some absolutely lead generation and conversion dominating tactics to you today. So stay tuned and get ready. Now, for those of you that found this video on my YouTube channel, please make sure you hit subscribe and the bell so that you can be notified of all the fresh content that I put on my channel. Guys, and a lot of free lead generation or how to generate leads cost effective. So make sure if you're on my video, you hit the subscribe and you hit the bell. Now, like I said at the beginning, I'm with eXp Realty. At eXp Realty, we primarily, Brian, we use KVcore Conversion. That is the CRM that we use. But if you're an agent with another brokerage and you are absolutely using KVcore, this video is for you. So stay tuned, buckle up, and get ready to hear how Brian's team is absolutely crushing, not only crushing lead generation, but crushing lead conversion with some of the best cutting-edge sniper tactics on the planet. Brian, go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about you, where you come from, and how you can help them dominate lead generation going into 2020.
Definitely. Thanks, Kelly. I appreciate you having me on today. So to give you guys a little background on myself, I was originally with Zillow for just over 3.5 years. And in my time at Zillow, one of the things that I did was piloted a Facebook advertising platform. After seeing the power of what kind of results we can get from our clients directly from Facebook, I decided to leave, go out on my own, and start an advertising agency. 2 years down the road, Be Known Advertising, here we are. One of the things that we've found working with a lot of EXP agents and just agents that use KVcore is that the ease of use of the system is sometimes a pain point with agents. It's something that's really hard. A lot of people don't know how to go in and set up the automated follow-up, set up safe search alerts. So what I'm going to do today is show you guys how to create that all on autopilot so that as soon as you have a lead comes in and we have a safe search alert that's attached to it, and that there's properties being sent out, there's text messages that are going out within 2 minutes, 10 minutes after that, an hour later, on for 20 days. And I'm going to show you guys exactly where you can go to grab these text message scripts that are proven and are working extremely well.
So Ron, let me just say this. What you're saying then is basically for agents that are using KVcore as their CRM/website, this is literally, you're giving them a business in a box. You're taking this massive CRM and you're upgrading the engine to a Corvette ZR1 so that when they do utilize it, it's not only going to be able to help them to bring in leads, but the conversion rate based on what you guys do at your advertising company, the conversion rates are going to go through the roof. Would you say that's correct?
Absolutely. And I'm going to show you guys an example right now of a client of ours that came on just over 2 weeks ago, eXp KVcore. And I want to show you guys the results right out of the gate. So give me 1 second. I got permission to show this off. It's Tony Garza with eXp out there in San Antonio, Texas.
Yo, what's up, Tony? Thank you.
Yeah, Tony's an awesome guy. So as you can see, the last lead generation that we had coming in was 9 months ago, 10 months ago. This is where everything starts. 17 days ago, Be Known Advertising, we start running the ads. So one thing I want you to take a look, don't mind that first text message. We always get bad phone numbers every once in a while. One thing I want you to look at is how many text message replies we have gotten just in the last 17 days from leads that have came in directly from Be Known Advertising, utilizing these follow-up scripts and the techniques that I'm going to show you guys today.
So now, Brian, would you agree that text messaging, the way that you're doing it, gets a higher response rate than traditional email marketing?
Absolutely. Text messaging has the highest response rate out of anything that you can use out there. The next down the line is actually going to be Facebook Messenger. But text messaging does have the absolute best response rate as far as reaching out to your clients and getting them to get that conversation started.
Wow, look at all these leads you guys generated for this guy. Literally in 2 weeks, he's got more business than a single agent can handle.
Yeah, absolutely. One that I do want to point out, since I know that this is coming soon to a lot of EXP agents out there all around the nation, we're in 12 states now, is this is an express offer lead. So this we're running advertising directly for express offers with EXP. And this is somebody, if you can see in the text message string here, hi Mark, you just reached out to us on Facebook regarding selling your home. You can book an appointment with us here at our Calendly link, or if you have any questions, simply text back. We had another text that went out about upgrading or downgrading. and purchasing a new home, yes, I'd like to move from a 2-story to a 1-story. So perfect success story. We just launched that a couple of days ago. Tony's in conversation with them and should hopefully be going and meeting with them soon.
And for those of you at EXP, what he's talking about, and I know that because I've had conversations with you, that is the new Express Offers platform. EXP actually has their own iBuyer platform now. So you can use that platform to put listings in to get an express offer buy. So this is another weapon, if you will, when you're dealing with potential listings of getting them. And that's what this marketing pitch is. It's not only can we list your home, but we might be able to get you an all cash offer, move in 10 days. That's the power of that express offer. And so what you're saying is running that campaign, you're seeing a lot of conversations with people. It's basically, Brian, you're opening up the door for the agent to go in and do their business, correct?
Absolutely. So if you're out on a listing presentation, you're working with a buyer doing showings, you might not have the opportunity to get on the phone and have that conversation as soon as that lead comes in. So we want to make sure that we're setting up all of the right safety nets to give you the ability to get these folks on the phone, have a conversation, find out exactly what they're looking for, and then go full spectrum and sell them a house. So right now, what I'm going to show you guys is how to connect your account directly into Zapier so that you can use the third-party engine, I like to call it, to take leads from Facebook, from Zillow, from any placement that you have them out there and plug them directly into KVcore.
A lot of agents aren't familiar with Zapier. Guys, when he says Zapier, think of Zapier as an Uber driver. You're going to take a lead and call Uber or Zapier to your location. You're going to put the lead in that Zapier cab and send that cab to its destination, which is your CRM.
Absolutely.
So that just came to me.
So the first place we're going to go to in here is actually going to be lead generation. And this is where we can get all of our keys and API codes, everything that we need to just create the connection, right? So under lead Dropbox, we're going to choose lead source, and there's going to be an API key in here for Zapier specifically. So we're just going to simply copy that, make everything easy. Now, all we have to do in here, once we're in Zapier and you're logged in, we just make a new Zap. Okay. So I'm going to set it up to where Facebook, because this is where the leads are going to be coming from. So Facebook lead ads is going to be where our initial lead is going to come from. And one moment, you just got to go in and set up your account. So you connect to the correct account, and we're going to go in and we're going to grab the specific page that we're going off of. So for yourself, you're probably only going to have your own business page on here to grab, but we work with several agents all around the nation. And this is just one of our accounts that we use for that hookup.
And so basically, if somebody wanted to do something with you with regard to their KVcore, they don't need to get Zapier. They can use your Zapier, correct?
That's correct. We'll do the full setup.
Right there.
We will do the full setup A to Z for you guys. So I'm going to have to go in and edit at this point because I'm not seeing the account.
Hey, I just saw me.
Where?
Keep going down. It said real estate keys right there.
Oh, there we go. Real estate. I was looking for Kelly Wheeler. All right. So once you've gone ahead and I'm going to edit that out so that it just goes straight to this section, but we'll fix that. All right. So anyways, as soon as you grab the page that you're going to be associated with, you want to select the lead or the lead form directly from Facebook that you're going to be utilizing.
Correct.
So for the ad that we just got up and running and live is a down payment assistance ad for Kelly. So I always make sure that the lead form itself has the same name, the same title, so that it's really easy to find, really easy to grab. And then we're going to go ahead and add a lead source that matches that and a hashtag. And I'm going to show you some really cool things that we can do in the back end of KVcore in order to do that. So the next step, once you've added the account in that you're going to use, we're going to add a step down and below as soon as that verifies the data. And the next piece that we're going to do is add in KVcore. And it's always by invite. So it may be a little tricky to get into KVcore the first time around. There's step-by-step instructions on how to do this on KVcore's platform. So the first thing we're going to do is go in and update a contact, or actually, excuse me, create a contact, because it's a new contact coming in. If you guys are using a third-party system like Agentology or anything along those lines, updating the contact is the way that you want that API to be set up, so that it doesn't create a duplicate every time there's a note that's added.
And Brian, let me say this before we go too much farther. Guys, those that are watching us right now, what he's showing you is actually the correct way to get a lead into your CRM. A lot of us, and I've actually taught you guys this, when you do a squeeze page, whether it's an IDX or a landing page, I've been telling you to create a hashtag within the page, and then once they register, it starts them on the drip. He's actually doing it the right way. So that's why he's going through all of this. Utilizing Zapier, he's going to start them on a campaign, but it's going to be done the right way.
Absolutely. So as soon as you add the KVcore functionality into where, so the lead's gonna, as soon as the lead hits on Facebook, Zapier is gonna take it and plug it into KVcore automatically for you.
Right.
Now, this is the part that you wanna make sure that you have everything set up correctly in. So on your Facebook lead forms, we have to make sure that we have everything broken down. Instead of requesting full name, make sure you're doing first and last name so the data can be input properly into KVcore.
Yes.
Right, so we're gonna go through, and all you have to do is click on the plus over here, and it's going to show you the data fields that are coming in. So first name, lead type, this is going to be a buyer because it's on a down payment assistance ad. Last name, we go in and we pull last name directly out. Email address, I know it says optional, I think that's crazy, it should be in there automatically.
Oh, heck yeah.
Cell phone number, so we go down and we grab a phone number. So this is just all of the information that's coming in direct from that ad itself. So as far as source goes, I'm going to name this BKA down payment assistance, or just down pay. So that way I know, and Kelly knows when it hits the system, this came from Be Known Advertising,
which is Brian's company,
and it's a down payment assistance ad. Now you can set these up, these different lead sources up for any source that you have that's coming in. So if you're connected to Zillow, Realtor.com, LinkedIn, anything along those lines, make sure that you're adding an appropriate lead source so that you know where that lead came from, and you can track and find out what your ROI is on everything. That's
and guys, this will also help you when you're commenting or you're contacting that lead, that you're not going to be dealing with, you know, content that's not something that lead's interested in. If you're talking about down pay, it's probably a buyer. So you don't want to start talking about listing. So that's why it's important to make sure you tag those sources the correct way.
Definitely. So
now I know that's a buyer lead.
Absolutely. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take this source and we're going to copy it and we're going to paste it down here as a tag, right? Perfect. So this is going to add BKA down pay as a hashtag to this as well. In KVcore, your lead source is what's going to trigger your automated follow-up, right? So the text messaging, the emails, it's going to go out. Now you can use your hashtags to also trigger, and I'm going to show you something really cool right now, to also trigger automated safe search alerts. So you're sending emails immediately within 15 minutes of that lead coming in. If you're asking the right questions on Facebook or LinkedIn, whatever lead form source you're using, you can actually have the system automatically set up a safe search based on what they're looking for.
So hold on a second. So what you're saying then is by utilizing KVcore, connecting with Zapier, that when that lead comes in off of a social media post that we're advertising, that what you're saying is this system will automatically know what they're looking for. So I don't have to go in as an agent and start creating pages. This is going to do it for them automatically. That's what you're saying, right, Brian?
Absolutely. 100% correct.
That is a game changer.
So here's how I do it. We ask a couple of additional questions on the lead form. So we want to know how many beds and baths they're looking for. And I always pose it as a singular question, because if you have, the more questions that you have on a Facebook lead form, the lower your conversion rate is.
That is correct.
We're asking how many beds and baths they're looking for in their home, and we have several dummy answers that are in place. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take this how many beds and baths and also their desired price range, and we're just going to have it lumped together as far as the information goes with Zapier, and it's going to create one unique hashtag, right? So we've grabbed our first question, how many beds, baths. We're going to jump down and grab the next one, what is your desired price range? So you'll see this come through 3 beds / 2 baths, 150 to 200,000. And so you know, okay, this is the beds and baths they're looking for. This is the price range they're within. But KVcore also knows, okay, now we need to send out this automated text.
Correct.
You have to set everything up so that it does it. But
What about
I'll show you.
location? What about location? Do you put that in there, or?
I don't put location in because I call it out on the ads that I'm running in
Got
the
it.
individual copy.
Okay.
So every time you do this, you want to make sure that you test. And what this is going to do is the test is going to send a lead over to Zapier. So we're going to have a text message, or excuse me, not text message.
Oh, by the way, I just got an email because, guys, he's using my account and my Facebook page to set this up. I just got a text message from you about a dummy test lead.
I'm glad that you got it. You've got your notification set up.
Yep.
So the way that it's going to work is as soon as you send that lead directly over, it's going to populate into directly into KVcore. And so for some reason it's not loading for me right now. We don't have any filters.
It takes a minute. It's sometimes it does this. It just takes a minute, and that's part of working with technology.
There we go.
There you
so
go.
Test lead dummy data here found. So this is going to show that we have the hashtag added to it. It's going to show us that we have the lead source down here, BKA down pay. BKA down pay is hashtagged onto there. And then this next hashtag is very, very long, but it's because it's the test data that's coming through.
Correct.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into marketing autopilot, right? And the first thing we're going to do once we hop into marketing autopilot is we're going to go to smart campaign. So we want to make sure that we're setting up all of our drip campaign the way that we want it to be. Now, I'm going to be adding a brand new template follow-up script into here. So I'm going to show you guys step-by-step how to do that.
So before you get started, guys, what Brian's saying is the stuff that we talked about previous to this conversation getting ready to happen is basically the genesis of how you take a lead and the correct way, get it into your CRM so that you have all the data points that you need when you have that conversation with that lead. It's going to look like you're making sense. Now, what he's fixing to do, and this is what their team does, is now they're going to go in to your KVcore and put in campaigns that convert like crazy. You don't have to put a friggin' campaign. I said friggin', sorry. You don't have to put a campaign in there. They're going to drop a campaign that's already generating tons of leads for agents. So that's what we're getting ready to do, guys. We showed you how to get the lead over. Now he's going to show you what they do to put the right campaign that converts into your KVcore. This is going to be awesome.
Absolutely. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move over to the templates tab. And what I like to do is I like to order these out with the same name and just put it in numerical order. That way I know which script is coming in where. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to make this downloadable for you guys. beknownadvertising.com/expkvcore. And I'll make sure that we get that put down in the link below.
Yeah, guys, look underneath the video and you'll have a link to this. Brian will give me the link, and on my video, you'll have it down there on the YouTube video.
So on here, what we have, it's going to show day 0. Lead comes in at 6:20. We have a text going out at 6:22, text going out at 6:30, text going out at 7:30, so on and so forth, just so that you guys have a really good reference as to when to set this up and how to have it going. And we already have in here all of the KVcore tags. So this is going to be the lead's first name that's going to be imported into here, the agent's first name. I recommend going in and setting up a Calendly account so that we can copy and paste that directly in.
Which is a free account. If you go with their free plan, it works fine. So go to calendly.com, set it up, and you'll be ready for this.
And Kelly, if you don't mind shooting me over an email really fast, just with that Calendly link of yours, so that I can go ahead and plug it on in.
Actually, I set it up. I don't know if this is going to help you or not. I have a domain that I bought at Google that I redirect to Calendly called phonecallwithkelly.com.
Okay.
Will that work, or do you want the actual Calendly? Because that'll take him to Calendly.
Let's try it. Phone call with Kelly?
Yep, phonecallwithkelly.com.
Perfect. Boom. All right. And in here also, depending on whether or not you're using an individual or a team account, this is very important. If you want this to be set up for a team as a whole, I would recommend removing the Calendly link if you're doing it for a full team, because it's only going to be able to book with whoever's link is in there, right? You can do a click down on this menu, and if you have a team account set up, you'll see company or you'll see agents. So always just select company if you want that script to go out for your entire team. Now, what we will go ahead and do is with our agents that have teams, we actually create individual follow-up templates for each team member so that we can add a Calendly link in for everyone. We see, depending on area, about 1 through 6 or one out of 6 to 1 out of 10 of those leads will actually just go in, click the link, and book an appointment directly with you. Most
now,
folks,
if you're a team that has an admin, Brian, that you can set it up for the admin's Calendly link, and then that admin, if they're responsible to get the leads out, a team could go that route too, correct?
Absolutely. Or if you have an ISA on board. Okay. So it's definitely good if you have an ISA on board to schedule those appointments directly with them so they can have that conversation, vet the lead, and then pass it off to the appropriate agent. But for right now, we're setting this up directly for Kelly. And I'm going to add this link in right here. So we're just going to take out this parentheses in this section, and we're just going to go ahead and paste that on in. There we go. Boom. So agent first name, this is again going to be your first name at the end. Lead first name, it's going to be the lead's first name at the beginning. And I'm going to title this BKA Down Pay 1. So we're going to add that template. We're going to click Create New, Add New SMS. And we're just going to do this all the way down the list until we've got all of the text messages added in there.
Now, Brian, let me just also add this. Guys, what you're seeing right here is what I would like to call next level ninja tactic marketing. And here's why. How many times have you generated leads where you're calling them, you're chasing that lead? What he just did was he is getting that lead to now chase me. And wouldn't you agree with me, Brian? I'm welcome for you to answer this too. Wouldn't you agree with me that if a lead is going to take the time to schedule a strategy call with me, that's a highly motivated lead? So
absolutely.
That's the difference between this style, and there's nothing wrong with phone calling these leads. You need to do that. But this is setting you up to have a lead take the time to schedule this meeting with you. That's going to be a lot hotter prospect than chasing them down pell-mell on the phone. I love that approach, Brian.
Thank you very much. And to be frank, it's one of those things that if you aren't calling your leads as they're coming in, you might want to start, because I don't know if you're going to be in business too long. I don't mean to be rude. It's just the nature of the beast. You've got to call your leads. You have to follow up. I look at this as a redundancy safety net. And this is especially key for agents that have teams where you want to make sure that you keep everybody accountable on your team. This is definitely something that we put in place for every single team that we work with, and it helps increase conversion rates massively, right? So I'm just going in, copying and pasting these all in. So
Gotta love Grammarly.
Oh yeah, it helps fix all sorts of stuff. So I'm actually going to go in before I add that upload. I've noticed 2 little errors so far that I'm going to go and fix. But so the good thing with these scripts that you guys are going to pull off of the website is that you're going to be able to, good thing with these scripts that you're going to pull off the website, you're just going to be able to copy and paste them in. And you're also going to be able to see what day that text message is supposed to go out on and know exactly what that follow-up plan is supposed to be. So you can set all these up directly in order and just make life really easy for yourself. So let me know if I should change any criteria at all. I'm just reading that for myself so that I don't lose my place, because I go through really fast on these and get these all set up, because we do them all the time. Criteria at all. So we're down here on to day 4.
So guys, what's going to happen too, and I had this conversation with Brian, once a lead responds to your text, and Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, but once a lead responds, even though he's putting layer upon layer of text messages going out, once they respond, whether it's yes, screw you, poop emoji, or I want to talk, it shuts that off. So they're not going to get spammed to death with tons of text, which is what you don't want, because then you look like, you don't have your stuff together. But it'll stop that campaign, allowing you the opportunity then to call them and start making notes within your CRM. Correct, Brian?
That's correct. So as soon as a text message comes back in, if they call your KVcore number back, it's going to register in the system, and it's going to shut down your automated campaign. The reason it does that is to make sure that you're not over inundating them and giving them additional information after you've had a conversation with them.
Correct.
I always tell my agents, once you get the appointment booked or scheduled or have time to chat with them on the phone, follow LP Mama. That's going to be location, price, mortgage, agent, are you wasting your time, motivation, and appointment. And actually swap the motivation and the mortgage around, but just to give you guys an idea. That way you know exactly what they're looking for, where they're at in their financing, and when you can start working with them. So again, we just want to make sure that we have all of these set up in sequence. Once you get beyond your ninth text and you move into 10, in KVcore, it's actually going to show number 10 as ahead of number 1. So just keep that in mind when you're setting up your actual campaign. I want to make sure that everybody knows exactly where they're looking.
So, Brian, I want to make a clarification because I know this comment's going to come up either on my YouTube channel or on Marketplace and EXP. When you say when you set it up, do they have the option to pay you guys? And I don't want to get into that right now, but can you do that for individual agents, set all this up for them for a fee?
Absolutely, whether or not you guys are doing advertising with us.
Okay.
But of course, we'd prefer to have you doing our advertising. We precision target our buyers and our sellers for our agents. Right. But if you guys just need help with the setup, give us a call, and for a minimal fee, we'll help you.
Yeah, because a lot of agents don't want to do what you're doing right now. What they want to do is say, I love this thing. I'm ready to get leads coming in, good leads. Go ahead, Big Daddy, set me up and call me when it's done. If that's you, they can do all of this stuff that he's taking the time to show you. They will do for you if you so choose.
That is very correct. And 11.
And the last one.
So this way we've got text messages going out over the course of a 20-day period.
Correct.
Right? And in another video that Kelly and I'll do, I'll show you guys how to set up and embed videos into your emails for your follow-up.
I love that. Using the advanced editor?
Absolutely. The advanced editor is an amazing tool. One of the things a lot of my agents are doing, especially for running these down payment assistance ads, they'll take some time, sit down with the lender, and they'll just do a quick rapid fire interview, maybe 3 minutes long, where they discuss a couple of different programs and benefits of how their clients can save the money, right? And then once that lead comes in, you know it's on down payment assistance. Not only are we sending out the text messaging string, but we also send out a couple of videos via email. You can send a link from YouTube in the text, and they'll be able to go in and take a look and get a little more information.
So guys, for those of you watching this, an example of that, I've taken the time to create some videos. I purchased some domain names at GoDaddy and I redirected them to my YouTube videos. So if you want to see a sample of a video that you can do and have them implement in your texting, go to New Way to Sell. Now the word "to" is actually the number 2. So newway2sell.com and newway2buy.com. Those are 1 to 2 minute videos that Brian's team can implement within, because I've got the URL and it'll bring them right to YouTube and it gives you the description underneath. So another way to set your marketing on fire utilizing texting, sending them the videos. I think that's a brilliant suggestion.
Thank you. All right, so now we're going to go in. So we've gone back to campaign library over here. I'm going to close out really quick just so I can show you. So we switch from templates back over to campaign library. All we're going to do is click add campaign. So we start out when lead is new, source, we're going to throw in BKA and find that down pay. So BKA down pay is going to be the source. This is what triggers that automated follow-up, right? And so we're going to go ahead and click next. This is for a buyer lead. So if you're running an ad that says, if you're looking to buy or sell, then you want to make sure that you click on all. That way it doesn't just trigger if it comes in as a buyer or seller.
But if you're running an ad just for buying,
for buyers, absolutely. Make sure you click buyer. All right, so campaign name, we're gonna name it the same thing that we've been naming everything all the way down the road. So that way it's just uniform, it makes perfect sense. All right, so initial conversation starter.
By the way, those of you watching at this point, do me a favor, go down below and drop some comments. I'd like to hear from you. Is this really helping you? Those of you that have wanted to get into your KVcore and you just didn't know how to set up, comment below and let us know if this has been something of value to you. We love to hear that.
Definitely. And so once you've added this in, add a little quick description. All right, always run, make sure that it's set for always run. That way the lead comes in, this is automatically going out. Now, KVcore is going to set parameters. If you have a lead that comes in after 9 o'clock p.m. or before 9 o'clock a.m., that text message isn't going to go out until 9 a.m. hits. So 9 a.m. hits, that's when it's going to trigger the campaign. 9:02, they're going to send out a text. I've had a lot of agents that have gotten leads at 10 o'clock at night and have wondered, hey, what's going on? Why isn't this automated text going out? We want to make sure that we aren't getting you guys a fine and that you aren't texting outside of those parameters. KVcore fixes that for you and makes sure that it doesn't send the message until you legally can. And in most states, you can't send any communication between 9 p.m. and 9 a.m. Okay. All right, so review campaign. So we've got it set up in its scope for Kelly Wheeler. This is going to run for agents. Status is new lead, source is BKA down pay, designed for buyer. BKA down payment, initial conversation starter, always run, locked, no. So if you're running this for a team and you want to lock this so that nobody can go in and make changes to that automated text that's going out, you can simply click yes. And then your team won't be able to won't be able to put a change in on any of those text messages, right? If you want to give them the option to freely go in and make changes and adjustments to run tests, you can leave it unlocked, but I recommend once you load them in, lock that bad boy so that nothing gets changed because it can alter and affect the entire team. So we're going to add the campaign, all right? And so what this is going to do is it's going to build the campaign out down here. I'm actually going to go ahead and refresh because once you add the campaign, it never shows up for some reason right out of the gate.
Pages, so you might be on the third page.
Oh, definitely. Every time you add a campaign, you want to refresh the screen because even if you have 3 pages of campaigns, it may not show up. So previously it showed down here that we had 19 campaigns. Even after we added this one, we refreshed. Now it shows we have 20. So we're going to go ahead and click into Facebook Down Pay, right? And we don't have it active yet, which is good. We don't have any texts that are set up. So all we have to do to go ahead and create this so that it's exactly what we want it to be is we just go add, action, SMS, and we're going to name this BKA Down Pay 1. So again, keep everything uniform all the way through. It'll make life easy for you. As I said before, 10 and 11 are going to show up in that first section. So just don't get confused there. And you can always view the template to make sure that you don't have any errors, that nothing is messed up. The good thing is once you add these templates in, if you need to edit them, you just pop back over to template and you can make your adjustments and it fixes it on the campaign automatically. So this is where things get a little controversial, right? Some people like that automated text. As soon as they enter their info, the text message goes out. I don't, and this is why. I want it to look like you actually spent the time to send this text message. So what I suggest in my time at Zillow, through sitting in their concierge program, listening to those phone calls, looking at all those data points that you can see, 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes is the best time to contact that lead. Now,
and most people, if they get an instant text in today's economy, are thinking this could be a robot.
Yeah, and in most cases it is. So we want this robot to actually look like it's you and to be a little more humanized. Correct. So what I do is I take time unit in minutes. We're going to go down and we're going to select time value for 2. So your lead comes in, let's just say it comes in right now at 7:30 a.m., right? That text message is going to go out at 7:32. So it gives a little bit of breathing room, but you're still catching them while they're thinking about it. Yeah. They've just submitted their info. If you send it out 10, 15 minutes later, they might forget that they even submitted that form because they're going through doing all sorts of different stuff on Facebook. So, or LinkedIn, wherever they came from, you just want to make sure that you're catching them right out of the gate. Speed to lead is #1. So we're going to go ahead and add that in there. So 2 minutes out, we've got that text that's going in. And again, all you have to do is take a look at the script and it's going to tell you when you're supposed to send that out. So 2 minutes after, then 10 minutes after. So we're going to jump back over SMS, BKA down pay 2, keeping it all uniform. And again, you can view that. We're going to go down and go minutes, and we're going to select 10.
Now, you've got one going out 2 minutes after. So is this 10 minutes after the 2 or 10 minutes after initial?
10 minutes after initial.
So you actually got it
8 minutes after
2
the
minutes
first text.
and then eight minutes later.
And then we go one step further on that first day, and we do one an hour later.
Okay.
And let me show you. I'm going to read this one out so that you guys can see exactly what it says. So this third text message that goes out, if you haven't gotten a response after your first 2, someone hasn't booked an appointment with you and you haven't gotten a text message response, this third text goes out, hey, this is John, right? I hope I don't have the wrong number. You did fill out a form on Facebook related to down payment assistance on a home, right?
That should get a response.
Your name. Okay, so 2 big things with this. Number 1, you're making sure that it's the person that you're reaching out to. Typically, folks are going to respond and say, yeah, this is me, or no, this is me. This isn't me, you have the wrong number. Number 2, we want to jog their memory. We want to ring the bell, right? So we want to call out the ad that they reached out to you on. Down payment assistance is a huge talking point for buyers. They want to know how they can purchase a home without putting any money down and what kind of programs are available. And in a lot of cases, folks aren't educated on this. So when you can call that out in your text message, you're more than likely going to get a response. And the proof's in the pudding from when we showed Tony's account, 17 days, we've had over, I think it's 37 responses now from leads. Now with this one, we're going to change this time unit to hours. And we're going to do this 1 hour after the lead came in. So that way we've got a text in 2 minutes, a text in 8 minutes, or excuse me, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, and then 1 hour out. So we're going to go ahead and add that. So all we have to do is make sure that we just go in order. Down pay 4. View template. All right, and we just look over. I know that this is going to go out next day, but I just want to show you guys so that you can see day 1, right? So day 0 is the day the lead comes in. Day 1 is the following day, so on and so forth. So we're going to go days, and we're going to select 1, add. So now I'm just going to go ahead and blaze through the rest of this just so that you guys can see.
And guys, what he's doing while he's blazing through this, let me just add this. What he's doing, he's taking time. So we've got a video now that's a little long. However, what he's doing right now, if all he were doing was setting up this one down payment campaign within KVcore, from start to finish, he could probably do it in about 15 minutes. And basically what this is doing now is setting up for when you're ready to run the ads. And at the point that you're ready, the campaign's in place. So we go out and we put an ad on Facebook looking for first-time home buyers or repeat home buyers and pitching a message. We like to call this in real estate a USP, a unique selling proposition. Here's my unique selling proposition. Does anybody want to have a conversation with me? So that's what he's doing right now. Once his campaign's set, it's literally, like we said at the beginning, it's a business in a box. This is designed for one thing and one thing only, to start that conversation. And then a subsect of that would be conversions. So that's what's going on. Look how far he's gotten literally in 1 minute. It's quite spectacular. And this is what they would do. Those of you that are struggling with your KVcore, they'll get in there in about a day or 2. They'll have that thing really ready to go for you. So it's very important. I wanted you to see, even though this is tedious, I wanted you guys to see this process because this is what it takes to get you guys to 3 to 5 closings a month. Anybody out there want to comment below? How many closings are you looking to do each month in 2020? Comment below. I'd love to hear it.
Definitely. It's always good to set goals for yourself, guys. Make sure that you've got all the systems and tools in place as well so that once you set those goals, you can hit them. Okay, down pay.
And then one more after that. $158 days, huh? So guys, this is what we call a long-term. Hopefully by now they would have responded to you. If they don't respond to you in 158 days, chances are they're not a client.
Exactly. That's very true. Now, one thing that some of my clients also like to do is go in and add additional follow-up campaigns. We can talk about that on a later date.
Okay.
But when a lead comes in and it's new, once it moves to active, this campaign is going to turn off.
Correct.
So some agents will create an additional second follow-up text once that lead becomes active, because KVcore is going to trigger it as an active lead once you call and you log a phone call. They don't necessarily have to reach out to you. Once you log that call, it will go ahead and move this over to an active lead status.
Let me ask you this, Brian. You just brought up a point. And I know we're not going to do it on this video, but let's just say in this process, on message 3, they responded to me. That shuts off this campaign. So
Yep.
let's say 2 weeks from now, I'm still dealing with a client, but we haven't really consummated the deal. I go back into this campaign, and let's say in between day 6 and day 9, so I'm sorry, whatever, the day 9 and day 15, I decide to do an email using the advanced editor, putting in a video out to those clients. If they've kicked off, say on hour 1, they stopped the campaign. If I go and put a video email on day 13, will they get that video now that they're no longer getting messages, or do I need to re-engage that lead outside of automatic? Does that make sense?
So yes, that does make sense. So you either need to restart the campaign altogether,
okay.
Or if it is pause the campaign, you can just go ahead and push play and resume. But in most cases, when somebody responds, it's going to automatically kill the campaign.
Okay.
So what you want to do if that's the case is go in and add a secondary segment in through templates. You can actually take the exact same templates that are here, but add an additional campaign. We can get into that on a later date.
That's another call. But guys, those are ninja tactic strategies to take your marketing to the next level. But we're not going to do that on this video. This is to show you the power of KVcore and what they can do.
Definitely. We're a little limited on time today. So with campaign down here, we want to make sure that we slide this over to active so that it's live. Now, any lead that comes in going forward that's BKA down pay assist or BKA down pay is going to get this automated text message sequence that's going out. And you can do the exact same thing through templates with emails as well and add emails into the mix. I like to use the text messages. That's where we get the most responses is from those texts. So if you do want to add email templates, just to show you really fast, under templates, you can quickly select email. And then if you want to do that embedded video from YouTube, you grab the embedded code and you just go source code and you copy and paste it on in.
That's correct.
Your video is going to show up right inside of the video or right inside of the email once they open it up. And all they have to do is click play and your video is live. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to hop back over into Marketing Autopilot, right? And I'm going to show you guys really fast inside of Ads Manager really quick. So I have this campaign turned off right now because we haven't set up Zapier or anything along those lines. I'm not going to get into the full meat and potatoes of the campaign, but what I'm going to show you guys really fast is just the lead form itself, right? So in the lead form section, we're going to see we're asking for first name, last name, phone number, email, how many beds and baths they would like in their new home. So we look and we see we have all these different selections.
Perfect.
Right? And then what is your desired price range? We're going to start at 150. We're going to go up to 350 plus.
Perfect.
So what I'm going to show you guys really quick is how to go in and create that saved search alert based off of that unique hashtag that you created where everything's going to be stuck together. So 1 bed, 1 bath. And in here, in KVcore, you actually want to let some leads come through and have those hashtags hit. Because if you go and create the hashtag yourself in the search alert, it may not trigger. So what I do with my clients is for the first month while we have those leads rolling in, and sometimes it takes 2 months, we have to make sure we get every combination. We're going in and we're monitoring the account, and we set up the save search alert for you once that lead hits, and then we use the hashtags to go ahead and create the search alert campaign. Again, the reason we do that is if you create the hashtag before it's recognized and comes into the system, KVcore may have a hiccup or an issue. So all we have to do is go into create alert here, And so hashtags and the way that this data is coming through, if we go back and we look at Zapier really fast, we're back to setup. Excuse me, it's the wrong spot.
Don't you love when that happens?
Yeah,
what happens
definitely.
when you do a live video?
Yeah, that always happens, right? So let's actually just go back and see. Okay, here we go. I need to name this Zap. So Kelly Wheeler. All right, so one thing you always want to take a look at is how you're plugging that data directly in. So we are going with beds and baths first, and then price range, right? So let's just assume that we had a lead that came in that was that is beds and baths of 3 and 1, right? And then we have 150 through 200,000. So what we would do is we would create the hashtag, and so we just go hashtag 3 beds, 2 baths. All right, and then the next thing that we're going to do is $150K through 250K or 200K.
Now, Brian, real quick, for those watching the video, tell them just like in 1 or 2 sentences, why are we doing, what's the benefit of doing this? What's going to happen to the end?
So the benefit of doing this is once somebody selects exactly what they're looking for in a home in your ad, right?
Yep.
So they click the drop down. They say, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home that's between 150 and 250K. And let's just say that we've got that ad running for Orlando.
Correct.
And so we're calling out location in the copy itself, so we know what location they're looking for. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to create this for Orlando, the city, because that's the location that we're calling out. And then we just go in and
Actually,
we select.
go back to Orlando and do Claremont.
Okay.
I'm 25 miles to Orlando, but my city that I'm in is Claremont. Is that okay?
That's perfect.
Keep it all succinct.
That's actually where I've got this pointed to as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So that makes perfect sense. I was just using that for an example, but so
Gotcha.
we're going to go with Claremont, and then we're just going to select the number of beds, the number of baths. So it was 3 beds, 2 baths, right? And then price range, we want to do 150 through 250K. So 150, excuse me, through 200K.
Correct.
All right, so now all we have to do is go ahead and click add alert. I never add open houses.
I don't either.
Here's the reason. You don't want your lead to go to an open house and give their info to another agent.
Yeah.
You're paying for this lead. Do not give them an open house.
I agree.
Add search alerts. So once that alert is added, the lead comes in, they've selected their information, that hashtag comes in automatically. This triggers, so within 2 minutes, they're getting a text, 10 minutes, they're getting a text, 15 minutes, they're getting an email with properties that they told you they were looking for. And then 20 minutes or an hour later, they're getting another text message, all within the same day. And
now, how many of you watching this, comment below, how many of you watching this did not know that your KVcore would do this? Comment below. I'd like to hear it.
Definitely. I mean, it's one of the largest pain points that we hear in chatting with EXP agents is that the usability of KVcore and the knowledge base behind actually setting everything up to work to its full potential.
Correct.
So this is definitely how you set it up so that you can get the absolute best out of it. I did notice really quick, everybody makes mistakes. One thing that you want to make sure that you do anytime you're adding a hashtag, don't put a hashtag there. So you'll see here it's hashtag.
Yeah. So
that was a simple mistake. I'm sorry, guys. We're going to go back, and I'm just going to go ahead and change that out.
I do that crap all the time.
I mean, nobody's perfect, right? 3 beds, 2 baths.
I'm perfect on Tuesdays and Sundays. To 200K.
200K. And we're going to click enter, and that's going to add the hashtag.
Perfect.
And you're good. So again, what I would do is I would monitor those leads for the first couple months when they're coming in. Now we're typically seeing leads at about $3 a lead. So, and we're extremely precision targeted as far as to who we're going. we aren't just taking Facebook's regular interests. We're going in and we're pulling data from Remine and several other sources. So we have homeowner information. We can create those Facebook special ad audiences, which they just launched a couple weeks ago. They removed lookalike audiences for housing. They just added it back in. It's called a special ad audience now, and it is a lookalike. They've eliminated a lot of key data points that you cannot create a lookalike off of, but it really gives you the leg up when it comes to getting in front of the right person and pinpointing that audience.
Brian, let me go back real quick. Guys, I don't know if you caught what he just said. Now, please understand, the comment that he made is not indicative of a guarantee. It's just market research and what they have seen. $3 a lead. If you spend $300 a month on one campaign, there's 100 potential leads you're going to generate that are now into your KVcore that are being communicated with. Traditionally, an agent that's not on his or her game should close 1 to 3 deals. Brian, how many deals for an agent that really is understanding this business and working the leads coming in, what would you say would be, of 100 leads, how many closings should they potentially see off of that?
Definitely. I mean, so if we just look at the averages and break down the numbers, okay, the average agent converts at about 4%, right?
So that's 4 leads per 100.
So that would be 4 leads per 100. If you're a high-end agent, we have agents that are converting, some that are converting 10 to 15. They're very rare, right? So that's not something that happens every single day.
4. Let's take 4.
Yeah, just 4 leads. If you
now,
convert 4
guys,
leads,
check this out. If your average commission is $6,500 times 4, that means when you implement a $300, again, this is not a guarantee. We're talking law of averages. If you generate a $300 a month campaign minimum, there's the potential for $26,000 in commissions. Now, I don't know about you, Brian, but I would trade dollar bills all day long for $100 bills.
Oh, yeah.
And consistency rules the day. That's huge.
Absolutely.
How many of you guys out there right now would like 100 leads a month? The leads, the actual advertising costs would be $250 to $300 on average, not guaranteed, but say on average. How many of you would be willing to do that to generate 1 to 4 closings a month? Comment below. Go ahead, Brian. Sorry, that's like my big thing right there, man.
Definitely. Well, and one of the things I want to make sure, I mean, I always like to set proper expectations.
Correct.
Right. So when you're looking at 100 leads, you should be, if you're following up with every single one, you've got these systems in place, you should be able to convert at that rate. As soon as they text you back, you're on your phone, sending a message, trying to get them on the phone and getting that conversation going.
Well, let's just these folks convert one at $6,500.
Convert one and you're profitable, right? But I do want to set the proper expectation.
I understand.
A lot of these folks, when they come in, they may not want to buy right this second.
3 to 6 months.
Maybe 3 to 6 months down the road. So don't expect your first month to be a month where you convert 3 deals. You might have 3 or 4 people that come in month 1 that end up closing inside of a 6-month period. The idea is to build your funnel so that it's constantly being filled up and constantly being filled up. And at the end of the day, you've got deals that are coming out that are going to be out this week, this month, next 6 months, next year. So you have all of your leads set up and segmentations properly so that you can track and calculate what your return on investment is going to be and what your gross commissionable income will be. So,
but that's a lot better than a Zillow lead costing anywhere from $100 to $1,500 a lead. Think about that, guys. Yeah. This is why KVcore was created, for you to be able to start with a small campaign. If money is an issue, start with a minimum $250 to $300 a month campaign, get consistent for 6 months. Within 2 to 3 months, start to see some closing happening potentially. And then every month after that, if you're doing what you need to be doing as an agent and marketing and follow up and calling, now we're talking about a business in a box that's not costing you an arm and a leg. And that's what, to me, that's what speaks more than anything else. And those that know me on Facebook, Workplace on EXP site, and my YouTube channel know I'm all about generating either free leads or cost-effective leads. This is it right here, guys.
Absolutely. Well, Kelly, I definitely appreciate you having me on today. I think this, if you guys think this is something that's going to benefit you as well, please comment below. And we'll also have a link down below that'll give you some resources Again, it's beknownadvertising.com/expkvcore. And we're going to have some downloadable resources for you guys as far as follow-up scripts. And then I'll go ahead and plug this video in there as well, just so that you can have a quick refresher if you need it. And that way you guys can go through and set this up on your own. If not, there's also an appointment link. Go ahead and click it, schedule an appointment with us. We'd be more than happy to chat, figure out exactly what your goals are, whether you're looking for buyers or sellers. We can precision target who you're looking for and bring those leads into your KVcore that's going to follow up with them on autopilot.
Correct. So guys, just to reiterate, we'll end the video. Underneath the video on my YouTube channel, we'll have a direct link to Byran. We are not on this webinar pushing you to go ahead and buy right now. There's not a button you're going to click on this video to buy. Their company will set you up for success, and they have different packages. Not going to talk about them right now because, quite frankly, that's their business. But I can tell you this much, it's very economical. When you've got agents out there charging $500 to $1,500 a month just to do campaigns for you, but that's it, these guys are extremely competent in what they're doing. So make sure to have that conversation with Byran and his team. Look below, there'll be Byran, I'll get a calendar link from you on my video. Look below and I'll put a calendar link for Byran. Schedule a 15-minute phone call with him. Allow him to find out what your goals are. And here's what I know. Start somewhere. If you're budget conscious, they can help you. If you're ready to ramp it up to the next level and start generating hundreds of leads a month, if you're at that point, these guys can do it for you. I appreciate all of you guys that took the time to watch this very long video, but I wanted you to know that moving into 2020, there is a better way for you to generate and convert leads. So make sure you get with Byran and his team. They'll price you out. There's no BS with them. There's no upsells times 10. They will tell you exactly what it would cost based on your budget and how many leads you should potentially generate. So go below, click on that link, get with Byran and his team, and take your business to the next level. Byran, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to help the agents that are going to watch on my social media channels to get their business. I really appreciate you, man.
Definitely. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it. Everybody have a great day.
All right.